Hello, 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 everyone. How are you all doing? Hello, Ethan.
Hi, guy. What's up?
Good, and you? Hi,
Oh, no.
everyone. How's your week been? I see we got a couple people in here first. Oh, Justin J, just always popping up first. Sorry, Moby, but he got there first. I do apologize. Um, Hi Austin. Hi Fifi XXXXXXXX. Hi,
Oh,
how are y'all doing? How is everyone doing on this fine Friday afternoon? What is up? How's it hanging? How's the I don't know. so,
yeah, that was getting old very fast. No.
it was good. I was dragging that one on for a little bit too long. Um what's up? Yeah, so we've had a very interesting week since we've last spoken. And some good news we're going to be talking about in this podcast. We're going to be like talking a bit about some of the old work that we've done, kind of a little bit of continuation from last week. So if you guys have missed last week, don't worry, it is on our YouTube channel at Young the Young Web Series, right? Yeah, Young Web
Yeah.
Series. You can go check it out there. It's also in the description, the about page on my Twitch. Yeah, so if you did miss out on last week, the episodes will be there, and you'll be able to see what we got up to last week. So we're gonna continue with that this week, and we're gonna also come with a little bit of some controversial news, some controversial talks, which is very interesting, and we hope that you guys enjoy this. And maybe if you know of any other filmmakers out there that also are looking to get some information on filmmaking and the topics that we're going to discuss, please let them know. This is actually, we would like their opinion, and also like your guys' opinion on the issue that the topic that we're going to be talking about. Okay.
However harsh or unjust or right wing or left wing it may be,
Mm.
anything goes.
Anything counts, guys. We need to hear your opinion.
We won't ban you. Twitch might, but we won't.
Don't worry, we always have like a space in our heart. So to start off, fantastic news. Fantastic news. I think this is the tippity toppest of top news ever, and I did post it on my Twitter. So we are indeed 100%. Indeed, we are 25%. I'm just building this up. We are 100% to the 25% mark of our funding on our page.
Yes, this
We are 25% in. So, guys, can we please get some emotes in the chat? This is actually
Yes,
pretty. This is pretty
once
big
again,
for us.
thanks again for everyone who's donated to our campaign. And just a reminder, if you still want to support the film but can't actually afford to pay to the funding campaign, any sort of exposure would be very helpful. Tell your friends, tell your aunties, your uncles, share on social media. Any exposure is a great help to us.
Yeah, that is us. That is us here. Yeah, so we've gotten 16 backers. So last time we spoke, we were at 8, and we almost doubled in a span of a week. So that's very good. That's very good. I'm actually very excited for this the way the rapid succession that we are going with this podcast and this Thunder Fund. We are also 13 days left. We also have 13 days left. So if you guys are keen to support or still thinking about it, you still have time. But we do wish that you also spread the word around. You just tell everyone, you let everyone know, let your aunties know, let your uncles know, like Ethan said. Everyone should know about this. This is one of our biggest projects, and we actually are very excited. Hopefully, we can put South Africa on the map, or even Cape Town, this little community. Put you guys on the map as well with your names in the credits, those who donated. Unfortunately, we don't have people to thank from the donates because a majority of them are anonymous, so we can't No, we actually can. There's one that was here, Simon Bates. Thank you.
Hi, Mr. Bates.
Daniela, thank you very much. And Silwani, thank you very much. And Linda, as you said, Linda, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you for actually believing in our project. Hopefully we can get this to our actual goal and be able to shoot this film. Other news, swiftly moving on. We had a hectic week, or at least I did. I don't know about you, but Ethan, I had some birthdays. I don't know if these people are in chat. It was Lava Pancake, one of our mods. It was her birthday.
Really?
Yeah, it was indeed.
Happy birthday.
I don't know if she's in the chat. If she is, fantastic. Let's wish her a happy birthday with your emotes. We did have one of our newer viewers, Arctic. I think it was his name. I think that's his user. That's his username. Arctic Killer. It was his birthday as well. Happy birthday to you. And it was my younger brother's birthday as well. If you guys know me well, you know that I clown on my brother, my youngest brother, because like he's annoying. He just walks into my bedroom for no reason and he just stands there and I'm like, I'd never listen.
Loves you. Just let him
I know he does, and I love him too. So guys, it was his birthday yesterday. If you guys just give him like a amazing hype. I don't know if you I don't even think he's watching. I think he left to go get his birthday present. So happy birthday to him as well. And for any of you guys who had birthdays or anything like that, happy birthday to you guys. I know this is such a tightly knit community, but we want to wish everyone who's actually here, show them the recognition that they deserve. Happy birthday to you guys. And other than that, Ethan, do you have any other things that happened this week?
Not much, because again, lockdown. I just stay indoors the whole time. Best thing I can say is that we have gotten closer to getting our script fully done. We have picked a final direction, and right now we are at the point where we are, finding the edges, getting the dialogue correct, getting interactions correct, all that sort of thing.
Yeah, yeah. No, I was saying that was that getting the film to where it is right now was actually one of the most challenging parts, because like we had to cut off so much, and the change that the script came from, like since the beginning, the first draft we had till this draft that we have now, it's actually proven very different and very beneficial for how we've done it so far. I am actually quite excited, like even more excited than I was in the beginning of this film, on how the web series, on how like it looks right now and how the script reads right now. It's actually pretty amazing. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Like, I'm actually excited. There's not much I can say about it without spoiling for you guys.
Yeah, but that is the nature of feedback. Usually, every time we've had to go feedback, there's been so much we've had to change. Guys, if you ever write something, just know, I'm sure this is very obvious to some people, but the first draft is always going to be bad. All you can do is reiterate and keep things going. It's like a sculpture. Sometimes you got to break a few blocks before you can actually get somewhere decent.
Yeah, no, true. Also, just to add a little bit of excitement to this hype train that we're having right now, this channel has finally gotten affiliated with Twitch, so you guys can enjoy some of the rewards that one gets with affiliate. I don't know, whatever the fuck you would call it. So people can enjoy these channel points. I named them Bishi Bucks. I don't know, like it was out of panic and out of whatever. I was like, okay, cool, let me just call them Bishi Bucks, since it's like it doesn't like, it just sounds fun. It's just because my name's Master Bishi, and the Bishi Bucks.
We get it.
And also, you guys can subscribe, but I don't expect people to subscribe this early. But the option is there, and emotes are coming. Um, so those are the cool things that are coming there this way. Yeah. I also, oh yeah, and also to add, um, I will be gone for this weekend. I am shooting. I'm not shooting, but I'm assisting on a shoot that's happening in Hermanus. So I'll be gone from Saturday till next week Thursday. So I'll have a lot of um like informative information. That's like a redundancy. I'll have a lot of like experiences that I can share with you guys on shooting, especially like during Corona time and all the safety precautions that everyone has been going through. This is going to be really fun for me, and also for the whole team that's there. So we're going to be shooting like this war based film, and the genre is like a war genre, and it's going to be fun. I'll definitely get some pictures and things, and I'll be posting it on my socials. And also we'll try to get the director of it, who is a pretty good friend of ours, and I think it will be very interesting to have him talk to you about like his story and how he came about with the concept and that. I don't know, what do you think? What do you think, Ethan?
I think I'd be absolutely down to have Tiga.
Yeah.
To have Tiga podcast.
And with that also means we have to change the background, because we're going to try keep this new thing. We're going to try keep consistent with the theme of this podcast. Every time we have another person, we're going to try animate, like get another caricature of that person sitting with us on this table, because we can't show our faces. We don't have the technology and that to do so, but it's going to be fun. Yeah. What else, Ethan? What else?
I don't know. We spoke about what went on in the week, and I think Nai can show you a music video.
Ooh, okay. This is actually a very interesting project that we had, or at least I had. This is one of the music videos. This is one of the music videos I shot last year. This is for a band called Kujenga. Kujenga is a band like comprised of like all of my two of my high school friends. Because I used to be in the school band, and I played the drums, and that's how we got like known and came together and like became friends and whatnot. So they very talented South African band. They do like South African alternative, like it's like alternative jazz type of feel. Their music is really, really, really good. I enjoy it, and I'm like I enjoy jazz. I enjoy like all types of music, and their music is amazing. So if you guys want to check them out, I'm gonna post their things in the description. There's a link to their Instagram page, and you can check them out. They do have an album out, and this is the song Wewe, and I don't know. I was there. I was actually there for their studio recording, so I have like a lot of ties into this project. I recorded them. I recorded their journey and all that, and everything that came. I still have it. We're looking to make a documentary, a documentary-ish type of thing. So yeah, it was it's flipping amazing. I enjoyed this project. And the director of this was Jesse. Yeah, Jesse directed this, and Dean edited this. Again, you guys have heard their names thrown around in this podcast before. They were the group I worked with last year, and they were like the main core team that we worked with, and it was amazing working with them. We got to know them. We worked with 3 projects, so you would understand like the more you work with someone, the more you kind of know each other's styles, and you know each other's like how each other like what we think about and how we act around each other, which is pretty amazing. I think it's pretty cool. So not to ramble anymore, I'm gonna change the I'll change the thing, and I'll to the window, and I'll explain to you guys afterwards, after you've seen the music video.
What? I think you gotta sort out the audio.
Is it not working?
Wait, sorry, never mind, never mind. That was my fault, never mind.
The air is not what I need. It's not what I need to breathe. My lies, they never help me to live. It's not what I need to breathe. When we're Safi, not what I need to breathe. It's not what I need to live. Oh. My lies, they never help me to breathe. It's not what I need to live. Oh.
Yeah, that was Weiwei. So I don't know, man. This is it was very, very, very interesting making this. As you can see, we Actually, let me start with some funny stuff. So you see where we this is like really funny stuff. So
I've heard
where like the it's kind of like grasslands, like it's like a flayish type of place. So we shot initially the first time we shot this in like a flay area. It was quite interesting. This flay area is notorious for having snakes, and I would know this because I live in the area. So we shot at my house, and behind the house is a flay. The flay is notorious for having snakes. Now I don't want to like. I'm deeply terrified of snakes. Let me put it to you like this. I'm terrified of anything that's bigger than a small dog and smaller than a small dog. You know, like a small dog is where that's where I'm comfortable. Like snakes, cockroaches, all that. I'm afraid. And then when it gets higher to like lions, I'm afraid. You know, like okay, I can maybe like big dogs. Okay, I can accept them. Like but I'll be like on high alert. But anything bigger, I'm shitting my pants. Anything smaller, I'm definitely shitting my pants.
Are you for real?
I'm for real. I'm dead serious. I'm afraid. I am so scared of anything. Don't use this against me.
Dude.
If anything happens, I'm literally karate chopping you in the throat. I'm telling you now. I am doing that. No shame. I'm karate chopping you in the throat. Anyways, so what happened was when we went into the flay, and so I didn't tell anyone that there were dogs there. There were snakes there. Sorry, not dogs, snakes. I didn't tell anyone there were snakes there until we were like halfway through it. I was like, so guys, just so you know that they are like this place is notorious for having snakes because we've had like a couple snakes come into our yard and like stuff like that. And they were like, okay, you should have told us before. Like now we're in the middle of it. Everyone was shitting their pants because because I was like, dude, there's snakes in this thing, so be careful. And they like look back at me and they're like, why didn't you tell us this earlier? We would have chosen this location if you told us there were snakes. Dude, I'm telling you now, it was very funny.
Didn't Dean wear slopes or something like that day? So he was the most good.
Yeah, so Dean was wearing flip-flops and stuff like that. So like not like he wasn't wearing ankle-high boots. So he's like ankles were exposed and stuff. And I was like, dude, this doesn't look safe for you, Dean. And Dean's like, I know, you should have told us this before. I was like, dude, I assumed. I did assume. So that happened and it was very interesting. Other interesting news, that also happened on that day, which also like is unbelievable. There was a high-speed chase, there was a chase that happened around the area, and it was also televised in like the Table Talk. So that Table Talk is like the local newspaper for Cape Town, for like not Cape Town, but for Molniton area, Molniton Tableview area, right? So what happened was someone jacked a car at Paddock Side, you know, that area, like Hershey's and there. Someone jacked a car, they drove it in the neighborhood. So all we heard was a loud screech and a car just zooming past and like 3 cop cars zooming past behind it. I was like, what the hell just happened? And the cars was like, zoom, zoom. I'm like, I'm trying to shoot a film and there's like cop cars, so we like abandon our post. We're like, okay, we got to check what the hell was happening. There's like I think it was a Golf GTI was just doing Tokyo drifts around the neighborhood, like going all around, because like this neighborhood kind of is a cul-de-sac. It has like a cul-de-sac type of area and it loops into each other. So there was like, they were racing around doing flipping drifts all around, and then we just hear cars like zooming past. We're like, oh, that's so weird. And then later on in the day, we saw that the car toppled over by it overturned at Hershey's, and like a couple people were injured. It was a sad story, but it was very interesting. I've never seen like a live car chase, which was actually pretty interesting for me. Well,
I wish I was on that set now.
Yeah, it was very interesting, dude. That's why I was like, this is why I think also low key I like this. I like this music video because of everything that happened that's not captured on camera. But like going back to things that actually have to do with film. The film, this web series. I'm getting confused. Film, web series, music video. Okay, this music video, right? We shot it for like almost nothing. Like we didn't have a budget for it. We had little to no money. Everyone just kind of pitched in, probably like bought snacks, and the rest was just everything that was supplied to us by campus, which is
You should disclaim something though. Experiences for that sort of stuff may differ. Some people may be willing to help you, whereas you also may be willing to, maybe you also may be working with people who just don't give a shit or don't pull their weight, or it also depends on how many people you are working with. For example, the guy in that video, he also works in the film industry, but he's also actually related to the director, so he was perfectly willing to help. But you can imagine that if we got an actual actor, there's the issue that they might not be fully committed, or that they might actually demand payment. Because remember, every set is different, regardless of how similar it might be in terms of price or production. It's all different. Like despite how hectic most described the set, it was actually I would actually consider that fairly smooth considering other sets that have happened. You know what I mean? Yes.
So I mean, we were kind of lucky, to be honest. We were kind of lucky to actually have him be on our set and help us, like at least guide us in a way. But other than that, it was pretty interesting. It was very, very like pleasant to work, especially working in a location where you know every single nook and cranny, so you know how the light hits the windows and how everything. Like planning for it was very easy because I live there, so I can see how the light reflects on the windows, and I know for a fact that this would be a good shot for this, and I know for a fact that this would be a good shot for like him walking down the passageway, because I just knew it was like very, very good. Working like for that pool scene, which was like what we call the money shot. We literally there was so much preparation going into shooting that pool. It was insane. We had to measure out like the how tall the actor was, then measure out like if he falls back, where approximately will he land, and then put markers, and then put like we only had one shot for it, because you know if he goes in and then he can't come out, and then it will be wet. So that was like 100% one shot, one take wonder. That was it. And it was like, dude, it was a lot. It was a lot. But we managed to get through it, and we produced a good looking music video. It looked very, very, very delicious. To be honest, I love it.
That's a very interesting word to use.
I'll use it. It looked delicious. Unfortunately, though, I haven't posted this on any other platform. Because you guys are one of the first people to actually see this. So kudos to you, just to like test the reaction and whatnot. If you guys just like, what do you guys think about it? Just comment it down there, and we can review it. We can see like what you guys think about it. But I enjoyed it. What else? Yeah, there was not actually nothing that big or hectic about this project. It was very cool, very relaxed, very calming. And I think it also reflects in the work how everyone, like, there was not a lot of how do you say, there was not a lot of bad stuff happening, or any like anything hectic. So yeah, that was pretty cool. Yeah, so what's yeah, I'm done talking about. We don't have anything else to show you guys, but like that was one of my favorite projects.
Yeah, would have loved this. Yeah, because my whole thing was a flipping disaster, you know.
Yeah. You want to explain why was
I
it?
can't even show it like because the actual end result was just so bad, and a lot of that blame could be put on like preparation and pre-writing. Because some explanation, my producer at the time, it was just the hell was that? Yeah, my producer at that point, it was very hard to reach her, and she had some stuff going on with the family, so we had to pick up a lot of the work. But some people do things better than others, so scheduling was an issue. The band, I wanted the band to play in it, but the thing is, not all of the band was available, so I had to get my brothers to fill in some parts. But it was a big location, but we couldn't get the bright side enough. It was a whole big thing, and I'd like to do music videos again, but I think as a first time there were just so many mistakes which we hadn't foreseen, and
Mm.
I think it's not something I can really be proud of. So I guess I think that is a problem that that a lot of us do have in the beginning. I have especially. It's when you make a project, but the scope ends up being too big. For example, with this series that we're making now, I did deliberately try to make it a lot smaller so it was more manageable. It's still there's still going to be some issues and some difficulty, but I purposely tried to make the scope of this web series smaller so we could focus on more personal things and have more control. Basically, guys, if you want to start out making a movie or something, don't do something big and fantastical like Lord of the Rings or anything set in the sci-fi genre. Just keep it simple, because that is something I had to learn the hard way, for real.
Yeah. It was. I think I was on that set. I was. Yeah. I had to fill in
Yeah.
for the DOP. That was I was he. What happened to him? I
He
don't
left. He
remember.
left the country, I think. Oh no, he didn't leave the country, but he went. But he left the city. He had to go for either it was work or a funeral. I don't remember.
Oh yeah, so he had to leave, and I had to fill in, and it was like I enjoyed the story, I enjoyed the music, I enjoyed everything. I think the thing that actually also weighed down on the production was the fact that we couldn't get the actual musicians to perform in it, which was kind of a letdown. I mean, everything would have been way better if we actually got the right people to play the instruments, because I mean, they would be able to portray like the feel of the music, and they would know how they would perform this music.
Yeah, the issue was they were all in high school, and they had exams at that point, so they literally could not. They literally could not come to our set because it coincided with days that they were writing.
Mm,
And for reference, we only had one day to shoot our music videos. So and rescheduling wasn't an option because regardless of what day we could have chosen, because we have a window we can shoot in. Regardless of that day, they were all busy.
yeah, that was feels bad. I feel that
They don't make good music though. Escapism Allowed. Check them out on Instagram. I should actually
yeah,
link that.
I think you should. I don't know how this Twitch stuff works. How do I make people mod? I think I want I want to knight someone as a mod, but I'll do it later. Oh, I'll figure out while we're going. I don't want to stop this podcast for that. So if anyone knows how to, like, what's the command for mods, just let me know. Anyways,
Someone in chat says, "What about Bleed?" Yeah, we did talk about Bleed in the previous episode, along with
yes,
Afterburn and Jesse's film Clay.
Clay.
Yeah,
Yeah, we spoke
spoke
about
about
that
that.
in the last episode. So if you
Yep.
yeah, if you
Yeah.
missed out on that, this feels bad. You can watch it. You can actually watch it on the on it is on our YouTube channel, so it will be there. Can we get into the controversial stuff now? Now that we've shown everyone
Yes.
our
Yes, we can.
old projects.
My OnlyFans was leaked, and they
Okay, so our OnlyFans was leaked a couple days ago, so we trying to get that under. I'm joking. No, we have no OnlyFans. I mean, if you want us to make OnlyFans, I don't know, ask us nicely. So this controversial topic, which is I don't know. It's controversial for others, maybe, but for us, it's
Let's
like
explain
how,
though. There is going to be some level of bias, but we are trying to explain both the pros and the cons of both. Let's just introduce the subject. There's a whole big argument about whether people should go into film school and shouldn't. And where I stand is that honestly, it's all up to you. It's all up to the person because again, there are pros and cons to both. One is not objectively better than the other. They're both better or worse in different ways. But you'll have people who are definitely saying, don't go to film school, doesn't help, it's just a waste of time. And there are people who say, go to film school, just do that. Would you like to start,
yeah.
my dude?
Okay. Yeah. So that is the topic that we're discussing. I'm sorry for those who like were looking for what Area 51 leaked alien nudes of OnlyFans, whatever the fuck you guys were thinking. But this topic is very, very interesting. I mean, because we are part of we are like in a film school. We've gone through the whole film school notion and understand like what happens, and like we can give you what we think from the inside, and also like what we've heard from other filmmakers that haven't gone to film school, what they think. So this is not by all means a solid straight line guide to what happens. At the end of the day, like Ethan said, this is all up to you. You guys can decide if you want to go, or if you know someone that's thinking about going to film school, it's all up to them. But we can only merely like tell you what the experiences are. That's the best we can do. So I mean, we can start it off with the statement.
I think you should wait. Hold on. I think you should first introduce like why, like what led you to the decision to actually go into film school.
Okay.
So just like working at it on set as a production assistant or something.
So I went into film school because first of all, film school, like the way, school in general, it's a place where you learn things that you haven't done before or you don't know much about. In high school, I did do a lot of filming, but that was more like homemade videos. I did some projects for high school, like in my design class, we did a lot of adverts and filming, but those were like very simple. Those weren't like big. They weren't big budget. Everything was done like with my own idea, with my own hands. This is like so small and minute. And I never knew that this like anything more than I was learned that I was taught in high school. I thought, okay, cool. This is all I have. This is all I know. But I want to learn more. I want to know more. I want to see what I can do and what I can become. So I went to film school. I decided, okay, let me go invest and go into a film school instead of going to like a normal university. And I think one of the reasons why, another reason why I went to film school again is because, coming from a traditional household, everyone, like my parents studied, both of them. So I was like, okay, I need to also study as well, just to carry on. I mean, it's the tradition, like it's a norm. It's a norm that you go to university and then you go study and get a degree and get a diploma or get whatever, and then you can go and pursue whatever you want, So that's what I was doing. I was just going through the normal tracks, going to film school and just seeing what film school has to offer. And that's what I did. I think for myself, it was I think it was a good decision. And you, Ethan, why did you go to film school?
Well, for starters, I feel like I've always felt that I never really grew up. Like like even today, even though I am still studying and I'm trying to become a more independent individual, I still feel like a child in so many regards. I mean, something I'm pretty embarrassed about. I don't even have a driver's license.
Same.
That's something
I don't have a driver's license. It's in progress, but like, dude,
I'm behind on learning to drive. By the way,
that's normal.
So, but
it's not normal.
But like for real, in high school, it just felt like such a daunting task to go out in the real world and like learn through my own experience. And again, when you're doing things through your own experience, you're a lot more. What's the word? you're a lot more prone to making mistakes. Not that you don't make mistakes in film school, but it's a lot easier when you don't have someone telling you that this is the way you should do things, or if this doesn't work, try this. So I was still a lot more comfortable in a state of education. I was still used to being in a class and having someone talk to me, telling me that this is how you do things instead of learning on my own. And yeah, the real world is scary, and it I'm no I'm still even I'm still as scared of the real world now as I was back in high school. So I felt that it was better for me to learn things in 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 a strict educational in an educational format, if that is the right word. Also, I kept telling myself I want to do film, I want to do film. But honestly, I think I regret doing this. I regret not practicing as much as I did when I was in high school. It felt like a person saying, "Oh, I want to be a lawyer," but they just say they want to be a lawyer and they don't do that much. I was not that I wasn't interested in film. It's just that I wish I'd practiced more than I actually did. I remember like some school projects where we did film, and I enjoyed those. But my issue was that I wasn't doing that much outside, so I felt that I didn't know enough to be confident to even do the most basic job on a film set, even though some of them require you to not have any prior experience. So
Mm.
I just felt a lot more comfortable in an institution, and I haven't come to the point where I regret where I regret going into an institution. There have been times when I thought if I should even be doing filmmaking, like even like maybe I should leave film school and just do something else. But it wasn't about regrets about going to an institution. It was regrets about whether I should even be a filmmaker. So I think I'm glad with my decision of going, but I don't hold it against anyone who says that it's not the way, or this or that is the only way. You know what I mean?
Mm. Yeah, I get that, dude. It kind of serves as like a net for like anything that you want to do. You know, any like university or like specific schools serve like as a net to um like do your thing and also have a safety net to fall back on, like in case the thing fails, you're doing it in a safer space than if you're doing it in the real world, which is pretty, like, I think it's pretty informative and pretty good. Also, people like from the other side of the coin, right? Those who don't go to film school, I mean, those who don't go to film school can still get the same like education that we're getting from YouTubers and stuff, and academic readings and books, and because all these filmmakers that you want to be like, they've all released guides, books, biographies, and like kind of how to's to do anything, which is the information is there, and the people are releasing it, and it's there for you to consume. Therefore, you can do it without needing to go to a film school. There are some like well-known directors that never went to film school, you know, and they've made it out perfect. But it just, I think it has more work entailed for it, you know. You could
Absolutely.
you could work your way up into the ranks through being a, I don't know, an assistant, a like a gaffer or a grip, or like a spark, or anyone in the lower areas of the film pyramid, and then you can work your way up through like working hard, recommending, doing very well, and then keep ascending until you've like reached like the being an AC, or being an actual being a DOP, which is pretty good. Like, this industry is mainly recommendations. That's how people get around in the film industry. They get recommended by the people that you've worked with, and that is 100% like a direction to go. I would say it's hard. It's harder. It, like, I don't know. I think both are harder, but like applying yourself and having the energy to go through it, I think that's harder. You get you make the way you learn on this is by falling off the bike all the time. This is like harder, as in it's more injuries, more. And I don't mean physical injuries, but I mean like there's more chance that you fall off, you get back up, you go on the horse, you fall off, you get back up, and that's how you start building your ranks up, and that's how you start working your way up to the top, which is pretty like it's a way to go, but for some people it's not their way, right? I don't know.
Yeah. No, I get what you mean. A lot of the biggest point people do say about not going to film school is that a lot of the stuff is online, so it's just a waste of money. But I think that there's merits to both arguments. But I think something that people may not understand about film school is, and just a disclaimer, just in case something was misinterpreted, that when you go to film school, it's not like everything's sorted out for you. You still got to put in the work. Like, you can go to film school and still make absolutely terrible projects. You can. I look at the stuff I've made in the past, and I cringe. I cringe all the time because of that. But it's still something I got to put the work into. And okay, Alias Beef Burger said something about video essays. Yeah, I do remember. Yeah, this guy. There's actually this guy called Captain Christian on YouTube. He makes video essays, and I remember reading either in his YouTube bio or somewhere that the reason he started doing this is because he actually did go to film school for a brief period, but he felt that it was a waste of time. But like we have said before, there are pros and cons to both things. There are opportunities that going to film school, not going to film school has that the other side does not. For example, one thing that I'm very grateful for actually being in film school is that we have people teaching us we have experienced people in the industry, people with experience who can not just give us the blow by blow information, but also give us their experiences, give personal info that they've shared, and they can help. That's another credible a credible perspective that they can provide there, and that is something. And also, there's always the whole argument that that it's so much easier to make films nowadays because you can get free editing software, you can just film on your phone, or cameras have become very cheap. But something that is really good about going to a film school is that they have their own gear house. You can get gear, you can take out gear for free. Of course, you have to pay it if you break it, but you are allowed to take out gear for a shoot that if you go to a normal gear house would cost you thousands. And so some people some people go to film school may end up using gear that they would have wanted to a lot earlier in their lives. We've gone on set using cinema cameras, where often if you just work out of film industry by yourself, it'll take you years or a while before you
actually
get
see one. You actually get to see one, like, also face to face. That's actually true. Yeah.
Okay. T-Rex Bones makes a good point. Yeah, I say free in quotation marks. Yeah, we do have school fees, but
so just to give you guys a little bit of insight, T-Rex Bone is the producer for our film. So she's here also to handle like some questions and whatnot, and also like give some insight if she feels like it.
And guys, I've linked Captain Christian's channel if you ever want to check him out. To me, he is the gold standard for video essays.
I remember. Why are you hating on Nerdwriter? I remember watching Nerdwriter. Like, for me, I watched it as it was very informative. I watched it and I loved it. I thought that this was like one of the best. I also watched Captain Crunch, right? Is that his name? Christian Crunch, or whatever the fuck. I watched him as well. I also thought he was very informative. I didn't kind of like base which one's better, which one's worse, and which one's best. I just wanted to take the information in. But film school for me, like Ethan said, it allows you that safe space to do almost whatever you want, like to experiment. There's a lot of experimentation that happens in film schools that, like, I feel is very necessary for a filmmaker to actually find their voice instead of working like straight up and going into the industry after high school or something like that. Experimentation for me, it's what sets you aside from everyone else. You know, if you like are able to experiment with like your mediums and with whatever you're doing, and then like find your inner style, your core style, and reflect that into your work, and like allow it to fail, and then go again, get back on the horse, and still do it again, because like when you failed this time, it's not costing you a lot of money anymore. It's not costing you like it's not like the biggest fail ever, because you're in that space where you know you can come the next day and work on something different or work on something better, you know. Although they like do have a grading system and all that, like it also helps you to know that there's certain elements that you need to have in order to make a successful film, you know. You know, they cut out that whole like going through the bare bones and getting that they cut out that part out, the unnecessary. You made a film, you didn't light it properly. You made a film and you didn't do the audio. You had a simple script and didn't have a lot of character development. They cut all that unnecessary stuff out, so that you can at least start on a plane where you already know the basics, and now you can start experimenting with whatever you have, which is like I think is essential. Again, it helps you like separate what you have as like separate your style and all that from everyone else's style, and then you can start like doing what you want to do and doing what like you feel is representative of your style. That's what I feel like film school kind of has going for it. Whereas
you got
if
people pointing out your mistakes instead of you having to figure them out, because it's harder to figure out your own mistakes when no one's telling you what's wrong. It's just so close to the story, you know. Like me for Afterburn, I had a lot of fun coming up with the concept, but something which I really realized is a kind of a red flag. I won't call it a red flag, but is something, a big issue that I realized is that it's just action. Like I remember making it more action heavy instead of dialogue heavy because of something our lecturer said. But I realized I have to rethink those actions because it looks kind of awkward in retrospect, and it could have been done better. I just like the actions of the people or the blocking of the cameras. Some of it just feels a bit too awkward, and I realized that's something I really should have changed. But I only realized that once one post.
But dude, like I say this, and like it comes with its struggles though. Like both being in film school and both being out of film school does come with its struggles, and does come with the like that you said, being too ambitious and not being able to like fulfill the thing that you wanted to do. And it's true, but at the end of the day, in film school you can be ambitious and fail and not feel like that bad, whereas if you're in like in the industry, if you fail, you kind of feel even more crappy about yourself, because like you have nothing to fall back on. You have no one to tell you what the mistakes are. You have nothing to fall back on. Like to be like, I'm comforted in this space where I can take, like I can look at my project. Some other people can look at my project and tell me what was wrong. You know. I also wanted to add that if you don't go to film school, let's talk about cinematography wise. There's so many YouTube videos that explain, like I remember Film Riot. They were a big inspiration for me when I was young. When I was going through high school, they kind of showed me different in-camera effects and like visual effects and stuff, and I was like, this is so cool. I'm gonna try that. And I tried it. Like I was fortunate enough to get like a DSLR for high school because I knew it was like very important. I was gonna use it forever, and I still have it. So I was very fortunate. Then I played around with that DSLR, and I kind of like had my way around with it. I know I think Bubsy's here. He was also in my class. He understands the struggle. We had nothing to fall, like we started from all overs, and we just like watched Film Right, like Film Right is Bay, and we had Corridor Digital, who like also was there. I can't even remember. There was other channels, but they don't stick out to me as much as Peter McKinnon. Peter McKinnon also stuck out to me. When I wanted to look about story, when I wanted to talk about story, I always used to watch Casey Neistat's vlogs, because his vlogs allowed me to like see how you pace out a story. His vlogs were amazing, like storytelling wise. And I was like, okay, cool. I want to grow up and I want to do film. I want to be a vlogger. I want to be a YouTuber. And then, like, not knowing that there are many steps in like doing that. There are so many more levels that you have to go through in order for you to become like a successful filmmaker and a successful vlogger. And like, and I just went on a tangent now, but kind of bring it back to gear wise. Like, they will tell you what type of gear and how to use it and whatnot, and that's cool. And then you can experiment with that, but then you have to buy the gear. You have to like take it, experiment with it. You have to own it. You have to work, and then get the amount of money. And that's like extra steps where if you go to film school, you have the gear with you. You know, you have it there, and you have like the ability to kind of mess around with the gear, kind of book it out, play with it, do what Peter McKinnon did in his YouTube video, and kind of mimic the lighting and stuff, which is pretty cool. That's why I think film school is like beneficial, in my opinion.